everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you enjoy ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Alright, so today I'm doing a review of Moncler's Perfume. I've had this in my collection for probably like a year and a half, and I'm finally just getting to do a review of it. I like the packaging. This totally looks like a little like iron-on patch, and it looks like it's made of cloth, but it's not. It's just textured cardboard. So Moncler is I think they're like an outdoor sports type brand. But they have launched a few perfumes. I saw there's like a few newer ones, like maybe one or two other flankers or something. This was the original, I believe. They also have a pour homme for the guys as well. So I'll show you the bottle. This is the bottle, which honestly I'm not a huge fan of, although it does do kind of fun ASMR sounds. But it's just a little bit like intense for me. But yeah, as you can see, the juice is kind of like an ambery, like a rose gold color. So this fragrance is in my collection, but I wound up making a decant of it, and I'm going to sell the rest of the bottle. I've got this 10 ml, which will last me for a very long time. This is pretty strong fragrance, I find, at least. I don't need more than a few sprays, like 3 maybe. And I also have this fragrance, Satine by Lalique, which is very similar, and so I don't feel like I need both bottles, so I decided to do a decant of this, but it's still in my collection. So let's go ahead and read the main accords listed on Fragrantica and the notes. Oh, and as always, I dressed on theme. I've got this white scarf shawl thing because this is very much like a kind of snow feel fragrance. Like, I feel like it's supposed to evoke the snow. I've got these white dangle earrings and also this kind of beige shirt because this fragrance is like a vanilla sandalwood fragrance, so I thought like beige and whites and gold. Sorry, I feel like the neighbors are running a generator or something, so there's a little bit of background noise. Okay, so on Fragrantica we just have 3 main accords listed. Oh, let me spray this first, because I know what it smells like, but I just want to spray it to like have it real fresh. We've got our little angel. And I'm gonna give this a spray. Whew. That went everywhere, all over my finger. But it's okay, I really like the smell, so. Oh, that sound outside stopped finally. I wonder what it was. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a smell. Snow. We put that in air quotes because obviously that's like, it's just, whatever notes are in here trying to evoke a feeling of snow. I don't know how they do that, but I feel like it works. Something kind of a little bit like fresh, powdery, chilly, maybe a touch ozonic, and I really like it. So I'm getting both the powdery notes and the snow, and then we have a note of bergamot, which I don't get overtly. Like, this is not at all a citrus or freshy, but like I said, there's something that has like a slightly fresh quality in here. I think it's a combo of maybe the snow note and the bergamot. Just create like a nice little freshness. Okay, so those are the top notes. For our middle notes, we've got 2 middle notes, and they are floral notes. They are heliotrope and jasmine sambac. So I'm definitely getting heliotrope. Heliotrope is a powdery, floral, lightly sweet, kind of almondy touches, and almondy and like vanillic touches. So I am for sure getting this, and if there were an almond note in here, which it does not have, but I would believe it, it just has a slightly almondy, powdery vibe, so I'm sure that's the heliotrope note. Okay, then we've got jasmine sambac, and I feel like I get that subtly, just adds like a clean, white floral kind of vibe, but overall, I wouldn't say this is a super floral fragrance. Heliotrope does not come through like super traditional floral. It's more like powdery, sweet, a little vanilla, a little almondy. So overall, it's really not like a florally smell. Just a touch of it, which is really nice. Okay, and then for our base notes, we have 4 base notes, and they are vanilla, sandalwood, amber, and cedar. I definitely get those notes, mostly the vanilla and sandalwood. There's nothing about this fragrance that has like a deep ambery quality, but I definitely get like an amber accord from all of it. More so, I would say vanilla accord. And then there's also the cedar note, which is just there subtly with the sandalwood. By the way, the sandalwood comes through very like, I think what we would call more of like a traditional Indian sandalwood. It doesn't have those like kind of green or almost herby dill like facets to it. It's just a very like clean, dry, warm, woody sandalwood. It doesn't have any green facets, which honestly I like that more typically for this type of profile, at least. So this is one of those fragrances that I love because the notes work and make sense to me. I pretty much get all of the notes in here, but the ones that I would say stand out the most to me are powdery notes, vanilla, snow, and heliotrope and sandalwood. Those are the ones that I get most. I'm gonna show other people's votes on Fragrantica. They say they are most getting the powdery notes, vanilla, heliotrope, sandalwood, and snow, followed by amber, cedar, jasmine, and bergamot. So that's like totally same as what I'm saying. It's a powdery, vanilla, sweet, slightly woody fragrance, like dry. Think like you're out on the slopes and there's like a dry air and it's sunny and you're wearing like a vanilla perfume. Just really pretty. There's like the trees. You get a little bit of like that woodiness from the trees. So really beautiful fragrance. I really do like it. Like I said, I don't need the full bottle. This decant that I made is plenty because I find it to have a pretty good, for me, for my needs, it's strong enough and I only need a few sprays. Okay, I'm going to come back to this fragrance and go over some other info on Fragrantica, but first I wanted to just tell you briefly about Satine. That's the reason that I decided to just make a decant and let go of the bottle, because these fragrances have a similar smell. They're not dupes, but they definitely have a similar smell. This is by the brand Lalique, and I love Lalique's bottles typically because Lalique is a glass making company and fragrance. I'm just going to look briefly over the notes. It's got a lot of similar notes. It has vanilla bean as well as tonka bean, so it's definitely got that strong vanilla presence. However, it's a lot less of like a bold vanilla than the Moncler. This is definitely more vanilla. This is like vanilla accord mixed with a lot of other things. So I would call this a vanilla fragrance, and I would call this not quite a vanilla fragrance. I mean, it is, but it's like secondary, you know? This also has some light, like airy, woody notes. It has sandalwood and vetiver, so it just kind of gives it like a dry, powdery woodiness. Then there are some notes in here that add a little bit of like earthy, almost slightly warm spiciness. There's pink pepper and patchouli, and I love patchouli. I definitely get it in here, but not super strong. And I get a little bit of the pink pepper. It just adds a little bit of like almost scratchiness. I know that sounds bad, but it adds a little bit of spice up there. And then lastly, we've got three florals in here, and they're heliotrope, gardenia, and jasmine. So again, we got the same florals that we had in Moncler with the heliotrope and jasmine. I feel like I'm getting the heliotrope, and then lastly there's gardenia in here. And I feel like I get the gardenia more than the jasmine. It just adds like a lightly creamy white floral. You know that gardenia note if you know it, right? It definitely adds like a slightly more opulent, creamy white floral vibe. But again, this fragrance I would not describe as like an out there floral. It's just another facet. It's really nice because it's got like the floral facet, it's got the vanillic facet, the woody facet, and the like lightly spicy notes from the patchouli and the pink pepper. So really pretty. The only thing I'll say about this fragrance is the longevity is bad, in my opinion at least. It's bad longevity. It's a very intimate sillage, which I don't mind, but I feel like it fades away as well pretty fast. So I think what I might do sometimes is put a few sprays of this and then like one spray of the Moncler just to add a little more oomph and a little more vanilla. And yeah, if I have a day where I'm going to be around people that I'm working with and I don't want to smell strongly, I might just wear this and know that it's not going to last very long. So anyway, that's Satine by Lalique, and I do have a full video up on my channel of it if you're interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to Moncler's Pour Femme, and I'll just tell you some other info according to Fragrantica. So on Fragrantica, it has an overall rating of 4.01 out of 5 with 594 votes. So that's a good rating. So people tend to like it. Obviously, it's not the most well-known popular fragrance, but people tend to like it. It was launched in 2021, so that's fairly recently, just like 4 years ago. Some of the AI-generated pros and cons on Fragrantica say powdery in a nice way, magical simplicity, warm and balanced, feminine with a twist, beautiful departure from cloying vanillas, sexy and seductive, and strong sillage. It's funny, I feel like this fragrance has warmth but also coolness to it. I would say coolness more so is how I perceive it, but I could get where it can also feel a little warm because of the like vanilla and sandalwood. It's interesting. For some of the cons, it says mostly a skin scent. Woody notes are not very recognizable. Not a very strong vanilla. Not suitable for warm seasons. So it kind of says a lot of the opposite of what it says on the Pro. I find it to have good longevity, but it's not like a banger, you know, it's not like crazy bold, but I find are saying it's feminine, but a little unisex leaning, and I agree. Definitely feels feminine to me, but you know, not like the most feminine, I guess. Okay, let's finish up by reading some reviews. Somebody says, initially I wasn't wowed by this powdery fragrance, but over time I began to enjoy its rich vanilla custard-like scent. I spritz it on my pillow before bedtime. It's creamy and sweet and quite likable. Hi, Miss Girl. Okay, somebody else says, I get a lot of heliotrope and powdery notes to start, along with some woodiness. Then I get the snow note and some amber. I love these sorts of powdery heliotrope scents, though this one leans a bit sweeter for me and a bit weird. Something goes kind of rubbery in here. I have a lot of these types of scents, and others I like better, honestly. Hypnotic Poison has more of a floral sweetness. This one is dry. It definitely is dry, and I could maybe see what they're saying with like the rubberiness. Something in here is a little synthetic. Maybe it's the snow note, I don't know, but it works for me. I don't mind it at all. Okay, let's read another one. Somebody says, I bought this spontaneously after hearing two customers liking it, and because of the funny bottle with text, but oh my god, I hate it. It makes me want to throw up. My biggest regret with perfumes, I found out I cannot stand powdery scents. So it's so dry. So luckily I exchanged it with my friend. Yeah, it's definitely a dry, powdery kind of feel. So just be warned. Okay, let's read one last review. Somebody says, I bought this midwinter and thought that it was very seasonal, as it smelled like powdery snow in the most comfortable